So we shall start, Professor.
Yeah. It's your call.
So very good morning to all of you, and we are successfully in the third day of our international conference or the faculty development program, and we are going to talk about a most important and interesting topic today, which is common to all the branches who are all academicians. In order to prepare future graduates for work, universities must align their teaching and process with technological advancements. Sir, you can start little later, just 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes for the introduction.
Please, sorry. I'm just preparing the slide. Sorry.
Okay.
Go on. Yeah.
In the new
I'll
millennium,
keep quiet now.
So in the new millennium, technology began to infiltrate the education process, and both students and teachers started to utilize the technology in basic ways, which we called as Education 2.0. As this technology advanced, including the mass infiltration of a more user-generated internet, Education 3 was formed, and students now had their own access to information, the option to learn virtually, and platforms to easily connect with faculty and other students. Education was no longer centered upon a back and forth between students and teachers, but instead took on a more networked approach, with students having their own direct connection to a variety of different information sources. This encouraged the development of a more personalized way of learning, where the students' independence and unique approach to study was celebrated. And however, we are now on the cusp of a new phase, that is Education 4.0. So 4.0, Education 4.0 is a desired approach to learning that aligns itself with the emerging fourth industrial revolution. So this industrial revolution focuses on smart technology, artificial intelligence, robotics, all of which now impact our everyday lives. For universities to continue to produce successful graduates, they must prepare the students for a world where these cyber physical systems are prevalent across all industries. This means teaching students about this technology as part of their curriculum, changing the approach of learning altogether, and utilizing this technology to better improve the university experience, because we are going to prepare the students to for evolving industries. So today we are going to have a wonderful session.
Prof. Ushaa, we miss your voice.
Wait, one second. Am I audible?
Yeah, we can see your slide.
Yes. So this is our today's topic, high integrity academic delivery. And I welcome you all for this wonderful session. And before going into the session, give me a few minutes, because many of the participants wants to know about me and the company we run. And I'm Professor Dr.Ushaa Eswaran. I'm an electronics engineer, basically from Annamalai University, and I did my ME from Andhra University and my PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad. And my area of research was on biosensors for cancer detection. And I run a company named Seek, because I've held a lot of positions in industry, education sector and research. And now I've started my own company to fill some gaps in the education sector, where Seek is organization which offers skill development, career guidance, and academic consultancy. And basically, I'm an academician, educationist, entrepreneur, career analyst, professional life skill coach, motivational speaker, NLP master practitioner, and a YouTuber. I have around 30 years of experience in the field of education. I have held the post of professor, principal, dean, placement officer, director, etc. And have addressed more than 20 lakhs of people on several platforms, and trained more than 1 lakh of students, and placed more than 10,000 students, and counseled more than 1 lakh of people. And this is about our company Seek. We offer career guidance, academic consultancy, and skill development. And we work with corporates, government organizations, BPOs, call centers, academic institutions, other training providers looking for outsourcing, and even management and related companies, recruitment placement agencies, the general public, and the groups and individuals. And we focus more on enhancing the employability skills of these students as they concentrate mainly on technical stuff in the colleges and the schools, and they lack in these type of employability skill. So we concentrate more on that, and we conduct a lot of programs to benefit the students and the faculty. And also we concentrate on the corporate training, where specific customized training programs are designed and exhibited. And the students who would like to design their career, to know about themselves, personality, strength, interest, and potential, they can reach us. And as I said, I'm a YouTuber. I have nearly 900 plus videos based on motivational stuff and a lot of career guidance and the latest technologies and the skills, etc. So this is about our company and about me. And now we are very, very happy to invite Professor Mohd Nazir, who is a director in University Technology Mara. He is the director of Mitrans. And about him, Professor Nazir Taib has received his degree in electrical engineering from the University of Tasmania, Australia, and MSc in control engineering from Sheffield University, UK, and PhD in instrumentation from UMIST, UK. And currently he is a professor at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and the University Technology Mara, and appointed as the director of Malaysia Institute of Transport. We call it as Mitrans. And previously, the positions held by him, he had carried out other duties like in UITM as a system engineer at CADM Center in 1991 and 92, and head of the department Center of System Engineering Studies 97 to 2006, and a dean faculty of electrical engineering 2011 to 2019. And he had chaired many committees in UITM, and he heads the advanced signal processing research group at FKE, carrying out researches in control system, process, biomedical engineering, energy studies, optical fiber sensors, and nonlinear system modeling. And over the years of the research and his teaching contribution, together with his co-researchers and postgraduate students, he had authored also many papers and published many papers. And he is also received the best researcher in UITM 2003 to 2005, and received many national and international awards and patent for his research and inventions. He has got twice the best researcher award. And he is a chartered engineer registered with the Engineering Council UK, a professional engineer registered with Board Engineer Malaysia, and also a certified professional technologist registered with Malaysia Board of Technologists. And he is a fellow to several learned professional institutions, FIET, FMAIS, and FSIE, SRP. He has been a very active senior member of the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers in USA, IEEE, and also members of IEEE Malaysia chapters of Industrial Electronic Society and Control System Society, Instrumentation and Measurement and Engineering in Medicine and Biological Society. And he was a chair of IEEE Control Society of Malaysia 2007 to 2017, and the chair of the IEEE Malaysia for 2007 to 2008. And he is the advisor of the Malaysian Society for Automatic Control Engineers, MAIS, and IEEE Malaysia section. So I'm here to throw back my memory of being in UITM with Nazir sir. And this is the throwback memory where we had a session for the students of UITM, and also a conference where we both were together. And that's it about my introduction, and now waiting for your session, sir. Welcome.
Right, Prof. Ushaa, thank you so much for that really welcoming welcome. I didn't know how you managed to get all those information. You must be very IT clever person.
It's interesting to know about all your contributions, and your service is really very
thank you.
The audience what we have is all over the world. People are there, and all academicians expecting a lot from your sessions, sir. So We are all waiting for your session. Please take.
Okay, Professor, thank you so much. And I hope you all, I mean, good day to everybody as well. I'm hoping that you don't put too much hope on me because there's so much talk about curriculum delivery, being in university, getting our student to be the best student, etc. We only have so much time this afternoon. I think about 1 hour, Professor.
Yes, yes.
And I'm going to be a bit selective. I'm not going to speak all about what Professor mentioned just now. Maybe try to steal a little bit of your interest and see whether I can garner some more active thinking from your side. But whatever I'm going to share this afternoon, mostly will be based on my previous experience, as you mentioned, as the Dean in the Faculty of Electrical Engineering, University of Jumara. I'm not sure whether my slide is running or not. Okay, it's running now. Right, as you mentioned, I'm now currently in the Malaysia Institute of Transport in University of Jumara. Or in Malaysia, we have a short name for University of Jumara, which is UITM. So for this afternoon sharing, I'm hoping that I can cover these areas, some introduction, and a little bit discussing on academic institution role and potential impact that the university can provide. And then my word fun, I'm always go along fun, happiness, and things similar like that. And finally, hopefully we have time to share some of our experiences that we have gone through for the past many years. And some of these experiences were really excellent, and we will manage to drive the culture of the faculty, the university, into a new dimension, a new way of looking at a job as a lecturer and a job as a student in the faculty. Please note that many of the sharing are based on my experiences at the faculty when I was the manager there or the thing there. So mind you that, because now I'm in a different location, different center of responsibility. So I'm using previous history from the faculty. Right. Hopefully from this sharing, I'm hoping that participant can have a little bit of understanding about the positive role of a university, where we have the opportunity to promote happy graduates, or producing graduates who are who had fun with us, gone through the experiences that they had during their time in the university, and how actually we can by design we can facilitate happy growth of our peers, our staff, our community in the university. And actually, over the years, I see that sometimes changes, you can initiate changes, they can be very small, but then put together, they can be a really big impact. And of course, nowadays, people talking about inclusivity. So many of the changes that we make into the system governing the curriculum delivery at the faculty is actually inclusive. We look into the collaboration and cooperation with the surrounding, the ecosystem surrounding the university. So hopefully this outcome can be experienced by participants. That's my only hope. Dr. Ushaa, I'm hopefully that's the minimum I can contribute this afternoon, hopefully.
Sure.
But of course, I think I don't mind people interrupting my discussion or my presentation. I welcome that anytime. Or you want me you just want me to present and then
you can go ahead with the presentation. At the end of the session, they'll ask. They'll be interactive.
Okay, then okay. Thank you very much. Right. Allow me to just give a little bit of introduction of my new workplace. I've been here for, this is my 3rd month now. So at Metran, the Malaysia Institute of Transport, we study, we do research, we consult, and we certify selected training and procedure, this covering logistic, transportation, and halal supply chain, or in general supply chain. And we have a special tagline, because we got to do with transportation, we are promoting happiness. So whatever we are delivering our responsibility, or involving our client, or today participant, we try as as far as possible to make sure that all parties are happy. We deliver our responsibility in a responsible way, and hopefully our clients and whoever got involved with us will be happy as well. So that's our current tagline. And as you can see, this is very close to my heart. So the talk today mainly will be lingering around transporting happiness as well. Right, I think everybody know this. As a university, college, or institute, generally we try to preserve knowledge, and on the other end, we also welcome advancement. In fact, promote advancement of knowledge. And in the extreme, I think, yeah, in the extremes, we can have blue skies research, open-ended, maybe very fundamental, theoretical. And in the other end, the universities, many in Malaysia, and I think elsewhere also, a place try to get the student to be highly employable. So we instill certain skill in them, certain know-how, certain characteristics, such that once they graduate from the university, they become priceless to the industry or the community outside the university. So these are the two extremes. But from my angle, for a student to come to university in 3 or 4 years, sorry, not 3/4, 3 or 4 years, then hopefully after that period, the university churn out or transform the student into a better person of certain qualities, certain values. So in that university, in that small compartment within that short period of time, we are actually transporting students to a new dimension. From previously the student at certain level, then after going through our program, the student will become a graduate with certain values and certain characteristics that we can purposely program in the university. Also, for the people who are working in the university, they also will be going through certain experience. And they also, after so many years working in university, for example, now I'm working more than my experience with University of Jemara now, more than 30 years. I think I started in 87, so that's close to 33 years now. So I become another person today compared to my when I first joined the university way back in the late 80s. So by right, beside transforming student to becoming somebody of use to the society and to themselves, the staff who are working in the university as well. By right, if we are operating university, we are running university, we should facilitate the career growth of the staff involved in the university. Right, so for a student coming to a university or college or institute, for sure, they want to graduate one day. As an engineer, maybe after 4 years. As a scientist, maybe between 3 to 4 years or in between that. So sometimes I had difficulty in getting this across to some of the staff or lecturers in the university. Because if everybody understand that, the students sign up willingly, and whether they by intention, they on purpose, they want to state or they wouldn't state that they want to graduate, but for sure, they come to university, they want to become a graduate. So knowing that, from my angle, from my perspective, if we are running, as a dean, for example, running the department, I try to come up with everything possible to make sure that the student can become a graduate. Because there are some percentage of students, due to the environmental influences, many, their friends, maybe financial support, etc. Sometimes they sway away from their main targets of becoming graduate. So they need our attention, they need our assistance. And similarly, to me, for this student to be a graduate, I want to make sure that they become happy graduates. Not just a graduates, they should be happy graduates. So in the university system, the green curve here to me is whatever variable that we can play around, we can instill a certain guidance, certain rule that we can drive the university such that hopefully we can produce happy graduates. And this cover the ecosystem of the university, the system and processes, the lecturers involved, the infrastructure, the surrounding industry. They might be supporting the university, or they might be partner, or they might be just in individual companies or industries surrounding the university. They might not be directly in the ecosystem of the university. And the community surrounding the university, and of course the stakeholders. In Malaysia, my university, the stakeholders, our main boss is the ministry, and of course the citizen of Malaysia indirectly own our university. So we play a big role, carry big responsibility to make sure that in the minimum we produce graduates. But in my case, I want to produce happy graduates. So I hope you can buy my selling here. Right. And similarly, I'm not leaving the, before that. So the transformation that we try to introduce or what try to implement is actually from a student just a human, we want to transform them to being human. So they have the human characteristic. Of course, when we say human, then it's not animal or trees or objects other than human. So being human means the preferable characteristic that we can instill in the student within those 3 and 4 years. And in fact, there are many findings nowadays looking at the happy graduates or the processes or the success of other universities elsewhere, putting a goal to produce happy and successful graduates, because they had found that there are very good correlation between happy graduates and better per capita income later on for the society and for the country. That's belong to another discussion. But you can look up, you can Google up. There are many findings, many papers regarding the correlation between a good delivery system from university and producing happy graduates, and then of course happy society. Similarly to the staff and lecturers, managers who are working in the university, I also look at them. I want them to experience a useful transformation while they are with us. So because they are working very hard, they are committed. So I also see the role of the university in transforming them to being human as well, and hopefully happy staff. My experience, Prof. Ushaa, when I always share this experience as well. When I was appointed as a dean, and well, people call me reluctant dean because it's not my dream job to be a dean. My dream job is to be a full-time professor. You know, the freedom you have, the interaction you have with the student, the research you can do, traveling elsewhere, you know, beside the restriction you have due to the pandemic now, but before the pandemic, and now I think I'm start planning also for some within Malaysian borders traveling, because the government here starting to open up tourist center and hotels, things like that. So we are already starting to plan to travel as well. So that the freedom of being a full-time professor, you can do that. And the networking that you can have is, and in fact, you put the picture of our meetings in my place, and that was wonderful. And I went to India many times. I went to Chennai, Coimbatore, I went to the southern part of India many times, and as well. And just by the time the pandemic was getting worse, I was having a trip to Uzbekistan. So when I came back, Malaysia was starting to close the border earlier the year. So when I took up the job, and I want this to happen, I said, why I observe this, because you know my place, we got this multi-story building, and people coming to work in the morning, they come to the lift, they walk to the lift, and they will go up the lift. So I started to observe people coming to work, both student and staff, and especially Monday morning, I didn't see many smiling faces coming to work. And to me, I was wondering, how can I do or make things happier for them? How can I create environment that that will make them become passionate to come and work and be good staff. And the student also, how can we engage them to be really professional about being our student? Or in other words, how can they become happy? So that's the starting point of me looking at the this factor quite seriously. So when I was pondering upon that, I was looking at the effectiveness and together providing a fun place at the university for student and for staff. For example, when I ponder the student that come into my university, I can see that there will be some paradigm shift needed to be introduced because I have Indian student coming to my university many times, and I have Japanese student, European student, Indonesian student, ASEAN student, Chinese student, many students from different countries. And when they come to our place, of course, by being brought up and going through different education system, the way they join the classes, the way they interact were totally different. So similarly, my student, but I'm running engineering program, and we are being accredited by a body which are affiliated worldwide with the Washington Accord and with the Australian Engineering Society and with the UK engineering body. So that means whatever I run should be able to produce a similar standard graduates in engineering. So that's my take. So when I compare what we are doing and how our curriculum being delivered, I can see there are a lot of paradigm shifts need to be introduced such that we can produce world-class graduates. And because there are so many things have to be done, we need to arrange priorities. There are some things need to be done earlier. There are some priority which is very low. And the most important priority to me is to get the student to understand their life study balance. They need to organize themselves, and we need to help them to understand, because in Malaysia, the secondary school is very competitive because they want to get good grades. So they may have to spend some money. The parent might have to spend some money for tuition, things like that, to make them become very clever, and they can score nicely in the exam, especially the entrance exam for the university. So sometimes they miss out on the opportunity to see their adventure in life and to balance between life and study. So we need to do that such that the student can do the rest in good order. Once they understand the life study balance, and this, I'm not saying this is my opinion, but I've been reading many books. You know, as a dean, I think not only in my university, but elsewhere, there are minimum training done for you to be a manager as higher institution, dean or faculty dean. I also observe from my friend from elsewhere, I don't want to mention country, but mostly are based on some minimum training to get them going as a dean or manager of the faculty. So I read a lot of books. So I found a lot of guidance from books that let me create many programs to help the student understand life and study balance. And hopefully with that, they become very effective students. When I say effective, I mean they are doing the correct thing and they are spending time correctly, and they're having their society life in the university, in their community, in an effective way. Right? Similarly for the staff, same problem. And in fact, in one morning during a breakfast I went to a program and I stayed at a hotel away from the university. In the morning, I was having breakfast with somebody who is running a psychology clinic. And this clinic was not very far from our university. And I was talking to him regarding who are, his passion and why they come to his clinic. The conclusion I can draw from that discussion is that there seemed to be some sort of anxiety and confusion among the young lecturers regarding their roles and their priorities. So again, to me, then I need to pay attention to shifting the perspective and the priorities of my staff. How can they understand that they need to enjoy being a staff or being lecturer from day one? They don't have to wait until they go for retirement. You know, in Malaysia, you can work until the age of 60. Then if you wait until you're going to be retired, you will be wasting 30 years of your age or your time. So by right, I wanted my staff to realize that once they, by intention, decided to become a lecturer or decided to become staff, then they should be happy from that day, rather than waiting until they collect so much money, until they become senior, they become professor, they collect good salary, then they want to be happy. No, they should be happy from day one. So that's a tough job to think about it, and it's not easy to change people's perspective and to shift their paradigm, and also to help them arrange priorities. Effectively, what we're doing actually is promoting a balanced life work scheme to them, so that they know the priority. And sorry, Professor, I'm looking at my watch here. So that at the end of the day, we have students who are effective students and the staff who are effective staff. So these two formula are actually become the dominant catalyst to produce good graduate from your university. And I found out this from many reading and many books. And I tried out some of this formula at my workplace. Because there are, even you read this article, oh, this is interesting. This article mentioned that if your staff, your lecturers happy, then you can get the student to be happy. Doesn't matter what. So the lecturers can inspire the student, doesn't matter. And it's very interesting. I'm jumping ahead in my content. It's very interesting that, you know, I'm not sure when you were here, you experienced our air conditioning problem or not. We got air conditioning problem because it's so massive building. We got 2 blocks of 20-story high, and then we have the smaller blocks, I think about 5 blocks, the academic areas. And this require massive air conditioning. And you know, the weather in Malaysia, similar to the major cities in India as well, I think. So we are hot and humid and require extensive cooling. This is a mechanical cooling. And we always got problem. And then we were having this problem, but then even though we're going through this problem, but the performance of our lecturers and our students were amazing. And later on, I share you some of the results. That means doesn't matter what's the surrounding, if you have a good inspiration, good aspiration, good motivation, then your people, your staff, your student can be very successful. And I noticed this, I'm sorry to share here, when I was in Southern India, I visited a lab, and the lab was doing some nano engineering research. And I found out that they do not need a clean room to do certain nano research. At my place, we set up very expensive clean room to run the nano research. But again, even though lacking of the facilities, the results were amazing. I can see that the students there were inspired and they have high motivation to work. Of course, our place, so we have the inspiration, but you see the different dimension, the different gap there. But the common factor will be the inspiration and the motivation. So here, I share with you the article from the Wall Street Journal. I'm using this article now because I'm saying that if we can facilitate the lecturers and the staff to be happy, successful, they will inspire, they will drive and promote the student to be happy student as well. So what is happy staff? How can we promote staff to be happy, the lecturers to be happy? I think we need to help them to create conducive help. When I say help them, because they play a major part in that as well. So we need to help them. We need to facilitate together how we can create conducive environment for them and for the student. And normally staff will be very happy if their students are excellent. I put that in quote because excellent is very subjective here. So if, again, on this like chicken and egg problem, and I found this, we have 5 departments, and one of the department, they are producing excellent result for students from the other department, not their department student. So I said, why your department student is not excellent? Why you are helping? I mean, it's okay to promote the other student from the other department, but I said, to me, your department, you should be producing excellent student from your own department, and then you can help other students. So that chicken and egg problem, then you need to create or to promote the student to be excellent or to have good work-life balance. And at the same time, the lecturers receiving the student, they'll be happy to see a good attitude student, students who are willing to sacrifice their time to come and engage with lecturers, and etc. And at the same time, if the lecturers, the staff, they understand work-life balance, then they are happy. And I found this the hard way. Maybe I have time to share later on, but this is really difficult stuff to do. It's quite challenging, and I faced a lot of life challenge as well in this area. Okay, if I have time, I'll share later on. And as a manager, as a people who are in charge in looking after the academic department or faculty, then we need to create a positive climate for lecturers to grow their career. Not only the lecturers, but other staff in the office as well, the administrators. How can we create opportunity for them to become better at their works, so that they can bring in the promotion in their career? And from Maslow's theorem, we see at the Maslow pyramid or triangle, people will be very happy if they are considered to be significant in whatever they do. So we need to find ways to facilitate contribution from staff to be significant. Let them play their role, facilitate whatever they need to be effective in delivering their job, then they'll be happy. People who don't have things to do, normally, it's not my word, you can look up books, normally not very happy. But people who can deliver their responsibility in a proper way, normally they end up to be much happier people or person compared to the rest. So our experiences. This is very interesting. Precise timetabling. Well, all university, all academic program, they have timetabling. I'll share with you in a minute what did I mean by precise timetabling. And we do active mentoring for staff. In a year, easily we run a formal engagement of our staff work 200 activities per annum. So that's roughly about 15 to 20 activities per month. That's quite a lot. We have about 200 staff altogether, academy and the administration. I think the academy roughly about 170 plus. So altogether close to 200 academic staff. So imagine at least one staff, one activity per annum. So that's massive active mentoring. That covered the whole range. Job responsibility, research, publication, career development, interaction with society, interaction with industry. You mentioned it, it's all in our radar. So it's quite extensive. So a lot of work. So you see, if you don't want to sacrifice your time to oversee this, then you can stay status quo. But if you're willing to see changes happening at your workplace, at your department, then you need to sacrifice this. And as I mentioned, we deliver extensive research support. Almost every fortnight, we have sort of seminar, workshop, training, sharing, guiding for research. For staff, for student, different case. For student also, we have a separate event for them. And we facilitate excellent research networking and publication support. And networking, for example, you were in our department, you give talk to our student, that's part of our networking. And I actually welcome any invitation for collaboration at all. I welcome them. There's always, I think very seldom we deny the access or the initiative for networking. So we always welcome them. In fact, for example, this morning in one of my network, they're going to do something very new in Malaysia. So I said, I'm the first one to respond. I said, okay, I'm for this, I'm supporting this, count me in. So it's always my my basic instinct to just get on board with any good initiation or initiative. And staff, people, Maslow theorem said that need to be rewarded. So we go around through our staff record, we come up with certain merit, certain procedure, then we provide recognition to them based on merit. It's just not out of the blue. Last night you have a dream and tomorrow you give the award. No, we set up a standard so that people can look up the standard and people work for the standard. And some of the recognition we give out cash money and also monetary grants from different coffers in our management financial support. So we do that, and we purposely facilitate career growth of our staff. We plan for them. We look into their data, we look into their experiences, and we bring them to understand the requirement for promotion. And if they don't have enough credential, we build their credential directly by getting them to be involved in certain activities. So that will help them to be good enough to be promoted. And issues, you cannot run away from issues, massive issues. You know, I've been sharing and I can observe that, you know, by being dean and being the VC or maybe even the prime minister, it's a very lonely job. Not many people come and want to give reward to you, though, and want to compliment you. So the first time I was in dean's office, I don't know psychology, anything like that. People come and cry in my office. I don't know what to do. So, but after a while, I bought a lot of tissues, and you know, people come to the office, people cry, and just give them tissues. So that's at least cool things down. So what I'm trying to say is that there are a lot of issues to be looked at and to be examined. It requires wisdom to go through that. But many times, being a bit young before, and I have so many ideas, I seldom listen to people. It's all my ideas first. So that's not very nice. So from my many years of managing difficulty, I know that we better listen first rather than decide first. So sometimes just by listening, we solve many issues. People come and talk to you, try to deliver their problem, share their problem. Sometimes just by listening, you solve the issues already. So that's my take on that. All right. Well, this is reward some photo I managed to capture. You know, there are many, but some I share here. This giving awards to staff. And what about happy student? Student will be happy the same if their classroom, their laboratories, the rest place, the cafeterias, the prayer room are nice and you know, inviting for them. And of course, the curriculum that we provide should be excellent. This is very difficult area because, for example, we are running engineering curriculum, and in I think Malaysia, following the Washington Accord, previously we need to satisfy minimum 120 credit hours for 4-year programs. But in Malaysia, I studied across many universities, because in each university there are many excellent professors. Every professor wanted to deliver their excellent topics. So then what happened then? The curriculum become bigger because there are many electives being offered, and we ask the student to take our elective. So then the involvement, the engagement of students to come to class become beyond, because for example, 120 credit, if you go by 3 credit each, so that's required roughly about 80 courses, and you divide it by 4 years, 2 semesters, and that's roughly talking about 5 courses per sem, roughly speaking. But if we are asking students to do 160, 170 credits, and then we break up the credit into 2 credits, 3 credits, then you can see a massive amount of classes, assignment, tests, final exam, and the number of lecturers, and the movement of students in the university. And that's not very economical in a financial way, and economical in getting the student to attend all those requirements. So this very intricate thing, I debated this with the authorities and also with colleagues, with peers. So to me, we can, and looking at the Western universities, most of them just offer minimum requirement, 120 credits. And MIT, for example, in electrical engineering, just require about 28 courses in 4 years. So that's very small number of courses. And you imagine that with the smaller number of courses, you save on the number of lecturers. That means you allow the lecturers to have freedom to do research, to do other things. But if you offer so many courses, then each lecturer may have to teach what, 3 or 4 courses, and that will be taxing to them and will take away their time to do other things, research, etc. That again come into the work-life balance for students. If you're asking them to do so much, they don't have much free time. They don't have. They need to pay more attention to do a lot of more assignment, a lot more lab work. So they'll be missing out on the excellent work-life balance. And we found out also the students need to be develop their personalities, their leadership. So we do that on purpose. And at the end of the day, the student will be happy graduates if the industry wanted to employ them. And if for the staff, we organize around 200 active programs per annum. For the student, we organize between 200 and 300 activities per annum. That's quite massive. So our student department was very active. And most of the activity, we record them. We have excellent data keeping to make sure that we know what's going on. For postgraduates, they'll be happy if we can help them to produce very significant research. So what we did, or what we do, even now we help them by excellent mentoring. Similar to the undergraduates, also the staff, we have a lot of activity. We have the proposal defense guidance, we have the writing guidance, publishing guidance, writing thesis guidance, presentation of their ideas, etc. And we also provide good support system, including the financial, for them to present their finding and also technical papers. So some of our experiences, timetabling, let me share. That's the normal, typical timetabling that most people implement. We have a common starting time. Let me see, I'm moving, my screen is overlapped with the video, so I cannot see that. Okay. I draw here a very simplified timetable. In Malaysia, in UiTM, previously, we starting class in the morning, 8:30. We have common tea breaks, common lunch break, and then we start again in the afternoon, and normally we end about 5 p.m. This typical timetable here. So our experience found out this caused some problems, some issues. Some of the issue, for example, starting here 8:30 and starting here 1 p.m., we're going to have massive lift problem. Try to transport people from the ground floor to their respective floors. And when the common break here at 10:30 or 1 p.m., there'll be a massive problem at cafeteria. We only have 2 cafeterias in the building, in the block, and I think each can accommodate roughly maximum about 100. So our faculty have 2,000, and our neighbor has roughly similar that. So more than 3,000 students were there, and the lecturers and staff about 500. So you imagine a massive of under 5,000 people moving around there, and your cafeteria only can accommodate about 200 maximum at one time. So imagine everybody coming to the cafeteria at 10:30, 1 p.m. And the break between 1 p.m. 2 p.m. is so short. At this time also, students got to go to prayer room. So you see, the student wouldn't be happy. The staff also will not be happy. And the class starting after 2 will be a bit late. And the students who are rushing to have their lunch and go to pray, go to toilet, they coming to the classes, they might have stomach problem, thing like that. So it's unsettling. So when we observe this, then we propose this. You see this, I'm showing this block here to show the difficulty in getting through the lift. So this is our timetable. So we break up our students into 3 groups, A, B, C, and we run the class, the first group from 8 a.m. See, notice this, before we have the classes 8:30, we also change the time to 8 a.m. So this elongate our time by half an hour daily. So you see, people have more time by half an hour. So group A, they have 2 hours lecture and 1 hour tutorial. We'll go through 3 hours, and then they will have 1 hour break. Then after that, they continue with another 3 hours plus 1 hour break. So the whole 3 groups here, A, B, C, will finish their 2 set of classes by 5 p.m. All classes finish by 5 p.m. And between 5 to 7, we regulate any other activity or extra classes needed to be entertained for students missing out on certain classes. They can use this slot here between 5 to 7. Outside this slot, no more classes. Prior to this, in this timetable, due to some complexities and some issues, some classes need to be running over the weekend or at night. So you see, if you do that, or we did that before, that's not nice in shaping the student to be happy, because then the student will be working 7 days a week, day and night, because of that training. So by now having this more precise and efficient timetable, the students are molded into a more structured person in terms of thinking and working. And our experience also, are we reaching the time? Prof. Ushaa, are we hitting the time? Because I'm looking at my time in Malaysia here.
No, you can carry on.
Okay, thank you. So we, by design, some of our courses are really ready for industry. So we design the framework and outline, but the industry deliver the content, the delivery itself, and the assessment. So that means many times, weekly, at least one industrial engineer will be in our faculty delivering their topics or their subject. But not during this time here. I mean, due to the restriction of the COVID-19, they are not coming to the campus anymore for the time being. That's been suspended. But before, any initiative by the government or by the corporation, by industry that wanted them, or the government last time wanted the industry to come to the classroom. So we just like ready yesterday, you know, when they say, I want to come to your faculty to deliver this, we vet their proposal, they can come and be with the student. So normally they will be the student for 16 hours with them. So they do the delivery. Sometimes due to their CSR, we got these services by the industry for free, most of the time. But sometimes there are some certain minimum payment needed to be borne by us for them. And we also design our selected courses and the final year projects to be at the level of postgraduate initial research. So that means this precise and well-structured framework for the final year project especially offer the student experience at advanced level. And we guide them to provide a good technical paper, to write that good technical paper. And this provide the opportunity for some of our students to be postgraduate ready. That will fit into our postgraduate program. At the same time, this will help our lecturers to get material for publication. So they'll be happy. Lecturers will be happy. Not only they are supervising the final year project, but the outcome from that supervision produce some finding, might be some small finding, but sometimes you can get significant finding. You can get, because most of the time you can have many clever students as well. So those findings can be shared across conferences and journals. So that will make the staff happy. And we promote, participate, handshake actively for STEM and CSR activities. STEM, now they call STEAM. science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And we really, because earlier on we saw that to make the student happy, they need to be inclusive with the community. So STEM and CSR give them the chances, the opportunity for them to be close with industry and community. And the other is some of these activity are embedded into the courses. That means they went out, do this, we can give some grade to work. So that means they don't do double job. Most of the time, we ask the student to come to the class and fulfill the requirement for the syllabus, the curriculum. And at the same time, we ask them to go out. So that will be double load to them. But now by getting that activities into embedded into the curriculum, then they have that work-life balance factor in the activities. This example of our student achievement. I mean, even we are engineers, we are beautiful as well. So the student got this beauty awards from the what is it? Fair and Lovely company in Malaysia. I'm not sure. Elsewhere, maybe this international company, I'm not sure. But this company give out cash grants to qualified students. So we got our student also to be involved in this. And then we bring students from primary school and secondary school to our labs, and our student mentoring them in many activities, building robots, writing codes, inventing electronic gadgets, and many things. And easily around a year, we may get involved with more than 200 schools around our university. And sometimes up to 500 teachers, we touch them in terms of the facilitating the activities. And sometimes we help them to enter into national competition through this mainly student activity, helping them. And sometimes we go out and we help them in their school. This is a picture in one of the schools. The student appreciating building robots. And we have our own robot invention as well that we sold to them at a nominal price, affordable to them. And we actively participated in national event, innovation event. We organized this for the industries for several years. So imagine we become the organizer for this together with industries. And we also go down to the kindergarten level. The students were very happy. The industry support this strongly. We go down to the industry level, helping them be aware about safety and hazard, fire, things like that, about technology. So this also massive activity we do. Sometimes we cover a large number of kindergarten in our surrounding area. And for example, this one is celebrating the Malaysia Book of Record. I think now 5 years in a row we carry out this. And there's another example, little children. Amazingly, we thought that little children running around, they cannot listen to instruction, but interestingly, they can. Amazingly, they follow instruction and they enjoy it very much. I have many photos, but then last minute I cannot capture them, put in the slide. But there are amazing photos with them and the fire engine and the fireman. The other important thing for happy student, active leadership. So we promote professional club activities. Again, we recognize and we reward. And they do many things. For example, here, the mundane thing, helping their peers to be given free food. So we encourage students to come early, and the students through their clubs organize some funding and prepare their food. Not only that, because we also realize that university, one of the major way in assessing students to enable them to graduate is examination. We examine them with our exam questions, things like that. So knowing that is a must. So during exam time, we also organize a free food for their dinner and free discussion room, so that they come for free dinner and then they have an opportunity to discuss. Sometimes we put a timetable so that some lecturers will come and help them, because that's by intention. We know that's the program university exam, so we guide them to perform well in the exam. And of course, the other very interesting area for part of the curriculum delivery is how can we embed into our system to promote active global leadership for the student. So what we did, we facilitate exchanges. I mean, many Indian students who came to our campus, we went to India, we went to Philippines, we went to Thailand, to Indonesia, to Japan, to the UK, to Europe, to the States, to Canada, even to Canada. We had our students went to Canada. And we do this seriously. That means we parted out with our money, financial support, ourselves, or sometimes we got sponsors to do that. And we also get the international organization to help. And we also host people coming to our place. So that's promote. We also organize international student activities. For example, here is our student won the Shell Eco Marathon 4 years in a row. This 3 years before that, and this is the last one in 2016. We were the champion in one of the category. And the student went everywhere. I think the last one was in the Philippines. 2 years in Philippines. Before that, I think after that it'll be Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. And then the student did CSR. This one is in Surabaya, Indonesia. So our student gone to Indonesia to do CSR. And here the student do, this we received the Indian student coming to our faculty one of the time. So I think one of the staff here might be in the participant now, if I'm not mistaken. So, and our postgrad, happy postgrad. How can we produce happy postgrad? So we came up with really excellent student management. I didn't say this. Excellent is attribute mentioned by the authority, not me. So I'm relaying their recognition. So what we did in our managing the postgraduate student, we track student progress from day one, never miss from our radar. And we do, I mentioned earlier on, active mentoring, and we facilitate publication, even by giving financial support. And at the same time, we have supervisors mentoring. And even for the Viva, we also mentor the chairman of the Viva. We go that purposely by design. We let everybody know the role of the chair for Viva. How can they help the process to be smooth and low pressure for the student. And of course, we provide recognition and awards as well for our postgraduate student. See here, many awards given to our postgraduate student. In our system, the student will have to defend the proposal after the first semester. So these 3 students were the student at one time presented their proposal with no correction. So we give them certificate, and they came into the dean's office, and sometimes we have tea also with them. And generally for the student, as I mentioned earlier on, there are issues. So we need to do active counseling. In fact, we come up with a special program that was very successful in counseling the student. And this means that we recognize issues. There are many issues. So many issues. We need another day to discuss student issues. How can we eliminate them or mitigate them? And of course, face-to-face personal interaction. As a dean, every semester there'll be 3 times I'll be facing the student. For example, this one here, I'll be facing the student, interacting with the student. The management of the faculty will be interacting with the student face-to-face directly. So, and that will be making sure engaging and let the student trash out any issues. Again, seldom for them to compliment. Even staff also, seldom to compliment whatever book we have. But issues, people are very easy to complain and to bring out issues. That's normal. Don't worry about it. And we also achieved this. We launched satellite 2 years ago. The first Malaysian university. To be able to do this, you need the whole ecosystem to be positive, because this is a massive work being done, especially driven by the head of the satellite unit here. On the left, the left is here, Dr. Huzaini. I think, is he speaking with you? Tomorrow, yeah. So I'm advertising for him. So tomorrow he's speaking on the satellite thing. So I was very proud with this program. The Malaysian Ministry of Education, Higher Education, was trying to put this program for many years, and it came out that we, the one, managed to do this. And also, we support the ministry's agenda. We were the first one to offer this autonomous driving vehicle. You drive the vehicle using your tablet. It's a wireless tablet, and this is using battery powered. So we came up to be the first to offer that. And the best of all, to indicate the happiness of the staff, we were, for the past many years, looking at Scopus. And in Malaysia, Scopus become a benchmark to look to examine the research performance of individual and also universities. So for UITM, for the past many years, within the top 10, the majority are from our faculty. And this one I captured earlier this morning. Top 5 is from the faculty. So previously, any 8 from top 10 are from the faculty. So the recent one, top 5 coming from the faculty. So that's indicate people are happy to do it. So, and in PhD, the university gave out awards for the top performing PhD student. They call it Royal Chancellor's Excellent Doctoral Award, and AKCTC is in Malay. And it was given out starting 2011 until last year. There was 1 year not given out, so there altogether 8 awards were given out. And I'm happy to share that 7 of that 8 awards were given to our students. So that shows a good achievement by the faculty in general for be able to shape the student to be qualifying and also receiving those awards. And that's one example. One of my students received that award, well, Dr. Nulaila here, with a special, what do you call this, clothes across her. That's her husband, so she's not available, so she's married. So that's one of the award recipients in the faculty. And I'm not putting numbers here. I'm scared to put numbers here. But our graduate employability, amazing. We are well above the national average. So that's the outcome from a very good curriculum delivery system overall, in general, looking at 360 degrees perspective. So in conclusion, I think a university, our place, our college, our institute, to change, and nowadays with, I think Prof. Ushaa mentioned earlier on, IR 4.0, education 4.0. In UITM now we have education 5.0. That means we are challenging status quo all the time. That's why business people say that the only constant thing in this world is change. So if you've been following my sharing just now, you can see that challenging status quo actually will be very rewarding, because knowing where you want to go and make it transparent, share them with your staff, your student, and everybody will be working together. The achievement will be very rewarding. And the changes don't have to be big. You can drive small changes, but they form the big significant transformation overall. For example, the achievement we have for our postgraduate student, and also the employability rate for the undergraduate student is very significant, for not only for the faculty, university, but for the country. And all these things, I'll put it as ecosystem. So the smart ecosystem, because we are managing it. So if we properly design it, plan it, we can do it. So, so in short, if we want to change, we can change, provided we put in the investment, efforts, and money, and cooperation. And as I've shown here, students can be turned into happy graduates, and they'll be very, very happy. And also lecturers' growth can be positively facilitated if we plan for it. And that is my high integrity academic curriculum. So happy delivery system. And I would like to thank Prof. Ushaa, all participants, and my staff in the faculty, my students in the faculty, my university, UCM Mara, for giving me the opportunity, and our alumni. Thank you very much.
That was wonderful, Doctor. And I really appreciate you for focusing more on the happiness. And you have also touched my points on the session of mine to you on 13th.
Right, right, yeah. We are waiting for your session with us.
The emotional intelligence and the empathy plays a major role. As you said, you counsel the students, counsel the faculty, and also you give more importance to see if the faculty are happy.
Yeah.
Then the delivery will be good, and they should inspire the students. Only if they are motivated, they'll be able to inspire the students
Sure.
wholeheartedly. They can involve in whatever work they do. And I have witnessed it. And everyone in your university is happy, smiling. I've directly witnessed, and even the students were not complaining. I have contact with one of your student who organized my session for you, Ramzan, or I don't remember his name. So they are all happy. Everybody is happy with you, and credit goes to you for the planning. And I really admired the 2, 3 places. One is you sitting and discussing or interacting with your students. I like that photo very well, because that is the time you really know what is there in the minds of the students, whether
Yeah,
what you are
yeah.
doing is we all think what we are doing is right, but only the receiver will know whether it is right or wrong. So we need to take feedback, and you're doing wonderful. And I wish some of our participants interact with Dr. Nazir.
Yeah, please.
Good morning, sir. This is Afsar Ali.
Morning.
Very good morning, sir. Sir, really excellent session regarding this academic integrity. I thought actually the title, but totally happiness, you are focusing fully on that. So really we wish to work in this type of university, sir. Really, it's very good. And sir, what is active counseling or active mentoring, sir? Give
Right,
me some useful tips for that, sir.
right. A very good question. And you really pay attention.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
I'll make it short. Active mean is very dynamic and ongoing all the time. We appoint advisors to each student. That's one side. But when the class is running, we have what we call class representative. So this class representative will be in the class, and I'll be meeting them every month. And they will bring back any issues from the classroom to me, and then I'll get whoever in charge of certain issues to go back to the student. This involves curriculum delivery, lecturer's attitude, timing of certain courses, assignment load, etc. There are many things, and initiative that the student wanted to do. So these are what I call active mentoring. We're not sitting quiet until we receive report,
Yes, sir.
but we are hand in hand, intimately with the student.
Okay, sir. So actually, active mentoring or active counseling, both are similar terms only, no, sir.
Very
Active
good.
mentoring. Okay, sir.
Very
Thank you very much, sir. Really, you are transferring a lot of happiness into our staff mind in this type of pandemic situation. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, I believe what Gandhi mentioned before, to change the world, we change ourselves.
Really, it will be very useful when we are entering into college, sir. When we are going to college, we will implement this type of things.
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Professor. I am Shanu Sundram here from Anna University. We have been also following this kind of mentoring system, and since it is a very old university, we can very well relate to your university and how you have been able to have a holistic development for the growth of the students, the faculty. And of course, it also depends on the administrative head, and
Yeah.
keeps the policies keep changing with the administrative head. And suppose if head comes with more focus towards increasing the research output, I could see the universities among the top 5 in the Scopus. And suppose if the next head, the president of your university, is focusing towards increasing the teaching capability, how do you try to adopt to those kind of situations? Because ours is a public university, and we do have people even outside our university coming into the system. So naturally, depending on the policy of the head, uh, the working culture of the faculty changes, and accordingly the mental health of the faculty should get adopted. So that is a difficult situation. As you could see, the faculty mentoring the student is always as a lovely professors who are willing to counsel the students, we identify and do it. But in the faculty environment, how are you able to try to inculcate or try to adopt, as you could see, when there is a change in the administration policies?
Right. Thank you for that question. Actually, this is a very painful question.
That's right.
But I think because in Malaysia, we are the public university are governed by the ministry. So the ministry has a 5-yearly program. So whoever come to the hem of at the hem of the university, he or she still need to follow the 5-year plan. But on top of that, there may be append their own initiative. Similarly, at the lower level, at the smaller management level, for example, the department, my department, for example, you need a head who are adventurous enough to go ahead beyond the minimum requirement by university. And of course, being a university, I mean, we define university here, 3 core contribution needed from lecturers: curriculum delivery, student activities, and university activities, including research. So that's not been changed for many years. So depending on your immediate head of department, how creative and how brave he or she wanted to drive the department. I mean, what I did in my department is a bit not the same as the other department. We use our own financial support differently, and we run our system. The timetable, you know, the timetable I just shared with you. Not all department using similar timetable as our timetable, but several other departments and another campus following that timetable. So not many people can think the same way as we are thinking. So it's actually a challenge to pick up a suitable head, and a head which are having ambition not only to get success, but then, because, you know, for me, definition of success is helping as many other people as possible. So that's a success. So if you do that, you help as many students as possible, and you help as many lecturers as possible, then you'll be successful.
Thank
But
you.
as I mentioned earlier on, sorry.
Yeah, I can understand now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Shivakumar from VIT University, sir. I just want to ask you, like, how to balance, like, we have the teaching load, we'll have that research and department activities. Apart from that, we will have that mentoring. So mentoring means communicate to us properly, and then teaching and this workload. It's a typical scenario where what we are everywhere, wherever we are working, there will be such a situation.
Right, thank you.
Based on your experience, what is your suggestion, sir?
Okay, I missed out your last sentence, but I heard.
Based on your experience, what is your suggestion to balance teaching, research, administrative, and as well as mentoring responsibility?
Wow, another painful question here.
And I believe you should include how to balance your family life also. Along
Oh,
with
that's good. That's good. Okay,
that is also, sir.
I'm happy.
Finally, we will be getting scolding.
Yeah. So these are very good.
Yeah.
Okay. When I mention precise timetabling, that means we have another thing we call 7 to 7. I didn't mention in my sharing. 7 to 7, that means Monday to Friday, 7 to 7. That means these are the time we wanted the student, the lecturer, the staff to work. We don't get them to work at any other time. So weekend and night, they should have their own private time or their family time or whatever community time. So we make sure 100% the college activity academic activity, club activity are run Monday to Friday, 7 to 7. But if they have community activity, they can do that over the weekend or at other time. We're okay with that because that's community. But coming back, you're saying how you want to balance all those commitments, is teaching, supervision, research, publication, mentoring, and many other activities. How? Right? This require a good view from the head. Just like our eyes at the top, we are looking down, and it's required 360-degree solution. That means if you are appointing another head to facilitate the postgraduate, you cannot load extra the head. The head must be doing certain minimum academic work, but they do the other works more. And similarly, if you design the project and you ask the supervisor to align the project with their research project, and they may have got PhD student, master student to be aligned with their final year project. So you see, that will be simplifying their supervision. For example, the PhD student supervising master student. I mean, in quotes, not directly in quote, you might misunderstood me, but the PhD helping mentoring the masters helping mentoring the undergraduates. So then you have the succession or cascading down the not only the research focus, but also your time. So when you are away, you can get your PhD student to help organize the seminars for your research, for example. And then this student that's under your supervision, you can get them to do the other role, the community role, and then they organize for you. Because just to share with you, effectively in my domain, electrical engineering, I observed that if the postgraduate student spend 2 full days per week giving attention to their work, again, this is not generalization, but most of them can finish their PhDs in 3 years. So that means they have 3 days free to do other things. I mean, again, not generalization, but some observation. So that means if we can organize to supervise them properly, they can help us to play other role. So similarly, the system in the department must be intact and must be giving recognition to all this going on. So you just cannot ask people to do extra work and expecting them to perform well if they are overloaded. So I also monitor the loading of each, for example, Dr.Ushaa, who's going to talk tomorrow, he went to Antarctica last time as a special mission, research mission. So once he come back, I negotiated for him to have 0 loading for 6 months. But his work become the ambassador for Antarctica for UITM. So he went around the country promoting science, technology, engineering, mathematics, helping the school children understand what is STEM, and then promoting UITM and also the scientific activities. So we negotiate that, and he was able to do that, for example. So this need good strategic planning by the head and agreement by the higher authorities in the university. But again, whatever we do, all this must be aligned with the basic mission and vision of the university. Then you're okay. So I always stick to that. Whatever planning I do, I try to accord the minimum requirement that fulfill minimum requirement university, but better than whatever the KPI set by the university.
That's wonderful, Professor Nazir. And from SEEK, I'm going to present a work-life balance webinar shortly, maybe in a week or 2. So definitely there will be an invitation to all of you. I've been doing for several colleges and universities, and I will definitely do it from SEEK. And that was a wonderful question, because unless you are happy at work, you will not be happy in your life. And vice versa. If you're not happy in your life, you cannot perform well in your work. So even the institute or the industry is worried about that. It's not that only they wanted to get the work from the employees, but they also care about whether the employee is satisfied or not. So one and only if that is taken care, one can perform well and they can
amazing.
Get the best out of them.
Yeah, amazing.
And Dr. Huzaima, hello, how are you? Can I see you? Can I hear from you? Yes, you can
Switch
turn
on your microphone, Zaima.
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you?
Fine, thank you, ma'am. So, how are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, I could see your lab, your
I'm in lab right now.
wonderful to have you for the session, and of course, you all have wonderful boss.
Yeah, actually, Prof. Nasir is not my direct boss, but it's at 2012, I
I
think.
was visiting examiner to his to
Uh,
her university.
yeah, I'm at the different university in Malacca, but I think that Prof. Nasir has a lot of experience to make someone happy
Yeah.
with the job, including me as previously I'm a head of department. So this is a very interesting and very got a lot of knowledge how to handle actually ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Before handling others.
Yeah, that's the point. How we control our own self, how we assess our own self is the secret.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
Professor Nazir, I have a question regarding how do you update your electives, or you said some industry people used to come and train your students.
Right, right.
Like, how do you update your electives or include the subjects? Is it feasible in your university?
Right. This is a very interesting topic. We receive many people who come and accredit and also do benchmark with us. They all praise us with this facility that we have, but not many people copy that. So what we did we have 120 credits for the engineering program. So several of the courses, around 2 credit each, we built the framework of the syllabus to fulfilling some guideline, topping the basic requirement for the accreditation. So we allow that some freedom. So that framework stays, but the content vary depending on the delivery of the industry. So then that stays, the cost stay, but it doesn't affect very much our core. You know, in Malaysia, the minimum fundamental engineering content should be around, I think, 80% of the content of the curriculum. So the 40% making the 120, 40 credit making the 120, you are free to play around, including university courses, things like that. So we pick up from there. So those a few credits, we make it permanent to be flexible. So that anybody at all, our alumni, any industry, any visitor, we can bring them in to be a lecturer formally into our, that serve into our curriculum.
That's wonderful, because we need to have updated curriculum for the students. And I have another question, like, do your teachers have facility to visit industries to learn about what's happening around, so that they can share to the students, like how the students go for internships?
Prof, you asking me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, sorry.
See,
Sorry.
I'm very much interested when I was heading the institution and also
Right.
after placements.
You
I
know,
saw a lot of gaps between the industry and the institute, and the teachers are not focused or exposed to what is happening in the industry.
okay.
So I wanted there should be something like the industry giving an opportunity for the faculty from each university or the colleges from each department to visit the industry and take away some points about what's happening in the industry, so that that can be transferred to the students when they teach in the class.
Right, okay.
And we have internships for students, and we cannot expect the industries to allocate this opportunity for all the students, because everybody is asking for internships.
Yeah.
But the industry does not have time to allocate time for the students to come and learn something from the industry. So how do they get the exposure? So I always feel like, why don't the faculty given a chance to go and visit the industry and then learn about what's happening, and then a teacher communicating the same to 60 students will at least do some sort of benefit.
Yeah. We were lucky because in our university, these are a very highly encouraged plan or activity. And the dean is empowered to decide straight away if the placement for the staff to the industry is within a month. So if my staff wanted to go away for a month to certain industry, be in Malaysia or overseas, we can decide straight away. That's why some of my staff go to India or went to India. I just can decide like that because we have the authority. But beyond 1 month, we can apply to the higher authority, and staff will be paid allowances to go to industry and stay there up to a year and to gain experiences.
Oh.
So we were lucky in that sense.
Yeah. Do you have online internships for your students?
Yeah. We were very good at that for so many years. We do that, and for the faculty, we engage the employer. I mean the job what do you call it? Headhunters to come and help our students to build up their CVs, how to speak, how to be interviewed. So we do that on campus,
No,
and the
online
university do it bigger
internships.
scale.
Online internships for their particular branch or specific project or anything like that.
We do that globally throughout Malaysia. So either engaging face to face or online. Even the student encouraged or mentored to come up with their own videos to put online for the job opportunities. So that's been promoted by the university.
I think through this online medium, there should be opportunities for students to learn at least during this time, like what's happening around, what's happening in the industry.
During this time, we call it ODL, online distance learning. So we almost, I think 80%, 90% doing that now during this pandemic.
That's great. And Van Maslina has sent me the
oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's your session, yeah.
Yes. Meeting session. And I'm very happy. I'm waiting for 13th to deliver a session for your, maybe the students or professors. She said mostly professors will be available.
That will be next week.
Yeah, I'm really eagerly waiting to see you all there. And any more questions? Dr. Radha?
Maybe we'll ask you during your session next week.
Hi, Van Maslina, you're there. I just got you. Okay, can I request you all to please turn on your video so that we can have the virtual photograph, please? If anyone has any difficulty, please let me know. Turn on your speaker and let me know. Please turn on. I request all of you to please turn on.
You're going to do your magic thing, huh?
Please, I request all of you to turn on your video. Maslina is there, but she's not talking.
Yeah, she sent a message, but then she's very quiet.
Yesterday we had a wonderful session with Nofri.
Oh, that's good. I missed that because I had a meeting parallel to that.
Okay, that was nice.
Tomorrow I'll see.
Yes. I saw your satellite launch there in Malaysia. They showed me the live. There's a screen, no, in that lab where you can see satellite. Yeah. So I witnessed it last year. So can we have the photo? All of you are available? Smile, please. Yes, please turn on your videos, please. I'm requesting you all. Yes, please, smile, smile. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Nazir.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think
wonderful. You have really expressed all your experience, and definitely it will add value to our practices too. And I would also like to say that all our participants are well experienced, and they are very, very, involved in research and learning new things, and they are academic experts. And they are all doing a lot of online classes during this pandemic, and they have taken away their time in this peak hour to listen to your lecture. And all these 5 days they've taken off from their office, that means their
Very good.
classes, and they've rescheduled their classes, so that these 5 days are very important to us. And we wish to learn a lot from your experiences and share our experiences to you. And thank you so much, all the participants. Thank you so much. You are a wonderful audience we have, and wonderful questions we had also. We had quite interesting questions to discuss with, where every one of us would have got benefited out of it with all the discussions we had. So thank you so much. And see you tomorrow with a wonderful session of Huzemi.
Yeah.
And so looking forward. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.